step aside here in this first quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Shotgun now from Murray. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now fourth down.
And that may have been incomplete, but he reminds me so much of when my dad used to take me to the baseball stadium and watch the home run hitters in batting practice. I'll get to the stadium early just to watch this kid throw it. He can throw it out of the stadium.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback.
Their own 20-yard line.
He's taken down at the 23.
By number 2.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. And he'll give it here to his running back. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
The tackle made at the 24-yard line.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the money manager, Tyrann Mathieu. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. After the turnover, here's Murray. And Fitzgerald has got it. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Larry Fitzgerald. Touchdown.
Larry Fitzgerald. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cardinals have taken the early lead.
The kick
and the Cardinals will go up 7-0.
Score Cardinals 7, Lions nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. Escaping. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7.
Quarterback sack.
2 sacks last week. Another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. He's going to air one out. He's got it in. Complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before it's taken down. A gain of right around 35 yards on a play that started back inside their 10. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. The ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. And now the Cardinals going to use another timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
Murray's pass complete.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Out of the gun, here's Murray, sliding out of the pocket. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 48, and they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
The Lions take
Bear in mind they had 2 interceptions last week, but that was in 4 quarters. They've got 2 here in the first quarter alone.
And the unsung people in this streak, the pass rushers, because most of the time, they're the ones that affect things in the pocket for a quarterback, trying to throw the football, rushing them, getting them off their spot, harassing them, and that allows the defensive backs, the linebackers, to swoop in and make the picks downfield.
They're swooping. Now a handoff as they run left side. Sharp there with his feet, gets him a little extra space, and then drop just inside the 20. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3.
Now back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off down near the 5. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. And he slings one that's incomplete. Larry Fitzgerald was the intended target, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, as we get ready for 3rd down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on 2nd down.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. And Ndamukong Suh, he's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. Here comes the Cardinals punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
On the 20-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
Down at the 26.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
8 yards.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
The Cardinals 35 yards.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Well, one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pick.
This is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
And the Cardinals.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. Touchdown, Cardinals. David Johnson, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Cardinals will extend their lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. Oh, twisting away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
It certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A gain there of 30 big ones.
At the 34
on play action, they'll throw. And he finds a man on the crossing route. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
27-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. He's hit the 50, 30, 20, I need to get my swag 10, right there. 5. And they bring this one back. A scoop and score. Fumble recovery touchdown for Arizona. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent...
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenny Golladay. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Lions strike quickly here for 6 points. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. Taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. The Lions quickly now are going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Here comes the Cardinals punter now as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 14. And these guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
They'll take over first and
So good field position for the Cardinals as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. From the gun, Murray. Eluding the pressure right. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. A final shot before half from Murray. Being chased out left. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. It'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. And this carries into the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
at their own 17-yard line.
the Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
No gain on the
3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 5 catches for him in that first half, and that's number 6 that we just saw, and also a first down from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. This one winds up to be incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
There's simply no sense in wasting a great catch like that on a short gain. Get downfield like you just did there and use it up that way.
No dink and dunk. Flush to his right. They're looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. It's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll get inside the 10, but he's short of the line he needed. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
It's 4th down.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions able to get this back within a touchdown. And this one through the uprights and good.
Makes the score Cardinals.
Still just a 2-score game in the 3rd quarter, but they're going to go onside kick here anyway. And now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Looking up into the roof, and he muffs it. It's loose. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
On the return, the Cardinals take over 1st and 10.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course.
2nd and 10.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Back to the air on second down. It's Murray. And he'll get this out of need to David Johnson. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on third and inches. This is Johnson. He's got it. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Give him 32 on the play.
He was not the primary target. They expected to get the ball downfield. Instead, checked it down. An old coach of mine used to say to us all the time, when they check it down, that should end the down. In this case, though, he foiled that in a big way and turned it into a big play.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot. 3rd and long.
3rd and long.
Here's Murray. Forced out to his left. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And Fitzgerald has got it. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Fitzgerald. Touchdown.
Larry Fitzgerald. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Cardinals push further out in front. The Cardinal offense not going anywhere. They'll stay out and go for 2. They'll try and run for it with Johnson. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more.
28. Lions 14.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
Their own 25-yard line.
Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase it.
And now here's another interception. Picked off about the 31. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it. But it just tells you about the game of football. They give it.
And the defense loses it. It's complete. And all the way down to the 29. A huge play there for Arizona. And even 40 yards. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Throwing on 1st down is Murray. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Murray with a 3rd and long. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
How about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Lions will take over at the 20. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That catch good for only a couple. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
The 33-yard line.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. Give him 3 on the play, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
They'll look to throw again. The Colts get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Chandler Jones, one of the best athletes to ever come out of Rochester, New York, in for the sack. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He will find his big tight end over the middle. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. 2 minutes left to play in this football game.